To begin, I printed, taped and cut out the onesie pattern and then transferred to material. Starting with the tail, I sewed the side seams. I always check for any gaps in my sewing. Using polyfill, I stuffed the tail to maximum floof and then closed that bad boy up with a ladder stitch. Ears and necks, it's the same process as the tail, sew sides and stuff but only pinned closed. On the onesie, I sewed the crotch seam, then pinned the tummy to the front. Then serged all together. Ta-da! Onto the back. I grabbed my Velcro and marked where it ends. Pin and serged to this point. I then laid the back piece over the front and pinned together. Time to serge it all together. I also serged the arms together and to the body. For the legs, I stitched in a 2-inch hem, leaving an opening. I repeat this process for the other leg and arms. Using a safety pin attached to the elastic, I fed this through the opening. I sewed the ends together. I eased in the elastic and stitched the opening closed. I cut out pieces of black and white from the hood pattern, pinned and sewed together. I then serged the bottom opening closed. To make the bear mouth, I base stitched around the perimeter and lightly gathered. This will help keep a rounder shape when attaching. Using a ladder stitch and folding under the raw edge, I achieved a clean finish, lightly stuffed before closing. I transferred the ear placement onto the hood using the pattern. Using a ladder stitch and the help of Oreo, I attached the ears. I cut out the eyes and mouth from felt and attached the nose. Using my trusty glue gun, I fixed the eyes and mouth to the hood. Now the hood is done, time to attach it to the body. Not filmed was attaching the Velcro to the back. Time to make the puppets. I transferred the patterns to fabric, starting with the mouth, attaching front to back, top to bottom, and then connecting these to the inside piece. This was finicky, I just took my time. I highly recommend to follow along with the maker's tutorial included with the pattern. Next was sewing the body side seams together. I inserted the mouth into the body, pinned and sewed. Again, very finicky, so I just checked and went slow. Astro needed some love. To make the ears, I laid the puppet onto cardstock and drew a template. I cut out the shape, pinned directly onto fabric, and sewed through 2 layers to create the ear shape. I cut out my inner ear pattern. Using a soldering iron, I cut out the shapes. This seals the material and prevents fraying. Thank you, Yaya Han. I then glued these to the fabric ears. Off cam, I sewed the ears to the body. Next, I tucked everything in and pinned front to back. Stitch to combine. And voila! Off cam, I inserted the foam skull and embellishments. Using my super adorable dino slippers, I created a pattern using cling wrap and masking tape. Next, I marked where to cut out my pieces. The goal is to make this 3D shape 2D when I cut it off. Time to cut. I transfer the pieces to cardstock for stability and shape refinement. Once transferred to material, I join the puzzle back together. Time to stitch it all together. Using the pattern of the foot sole, I drew the paw print shape templates. I then transferred to felt. Sarah's helpful rules! Use a round object to get round shapes. I cut out all the pieces, pinned in place, and sewed. I pinned the sole to the top piece. I jumped over to my machine to sew together, and then...
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would...
My bobbin had run out. I rethreaded and resewed. For the talons, I transferred my patterns to a white stretch fabric, pinned and sewed two sides together. I turned inside out and pinned in place. I carefully sewed this in place. Finished slipper cover! Well, nearly. Just need to add a 2-inch hem for some elastic. And finally, I stuffed the slipper into the cover like it owed me money. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this, don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you can see all my future videos. Up next, I'll be making Toru from Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. Bye!